Welcome to Quicken Loans Arena, the site of Games 3 and 4 in the Eastern Conference semifinal between Toronto and Cleveland. Paul Jones, Sherman Hamilton. Sherman, the Raptors knew they would be here for Games 3 and 4. I'm not sure they thought they'd be down 0-2 after dropping the first two at home. This is the 27th time it has happened. The team's lost its first two at home. In the previous 26, teams are 4-22, but you only have to look back to last year, Sherm, where the Bulls and the Celtics had the script flipped and Boston won that series. Toronto's in tough right now. Would not be a stretch to say they're playing for their season.
Yeah, you think about this Game 3, and you know you go down 0-3. It's pretty much a wrap, and the Raptors really have to make a stand. It's got to be early. It's got to be often. It's got to be consistent. And they've got to play through 4 quarters. They've done a good job starting games, but the fact is they haven't been able to extend that effort or the production on the defensive side of the basketball through 4 quarters. So there's a lot to be answered here. This is going to be one of those gut checks, one of those, hey, how tough can you be in this situation to not play in panic, but play with a moderate level of desperation and urgency, understanding what's at stake if you lose.
All right, Sherm, let's talk about what they have to do. LeBron, not so great in Game 1. They stole Game 1. He was outer-worldly in Game 2. They won that one going away. But in general, Toronto has maintained its character offensively, shooting the ball well, scoring it well. Boy, the defense, though, that was a top 5 defense in terms of efficiency and rating over the course of the regular season, has really let them down.
Big time, and you think about what they've been able to do from an offensive perspective. When you go 50, 40, 90, as they did in Game 2, you're supposed to have success at the end of that game. But they couldn't, because even though they shot around 53, 54%, they allowed Cleveland to shoot almost 60% for the game. You're not going to win those ways. And the other thing is the Raptors defense is hurting them from the standpoint of not being able to turn Cleveland over and get those opportunities off those turnovers. Cleveland's only had 9 turnovers in 2 games and only given up 8 points off those turnovers. So the Raptors aren't getting those extra open court opportunities to put points on the board and to take away opportunities from Cleveland. So it's all about the defense right now, because offensively they can score, they find ways to put points on the board, but if they continue to not get stops, they're going to struggle in Game 3 as well.
Well, that's Cleveland's MO this year. They were a bad defensive team, and they enticed people into scoring with them, and they've done it to the Raptors. Toronto, a top 10 team over the course of the regular season in scoring points off opponents' turnovers. And right now, that guy has the ball, Sherm, and it's tough to turn him over. And what he's also doing that he didn't get in the series against Indiana is help from some others. Kevin Love with 31, J.R. Smith averaging about 17, 18 points in the first 2 games. Tristan Thompson comes to the party. Then Kyle Korver comes to the party. Jeff Green's been dancing for 2 games. You got to hang on to those other guys.
No question about it. And guys like Jeff Green and J.R. Smith are shooting over 71% from the 3-point line and combining to make around 6 3-pointers per game. So too many options are happening right now for Cleveland, and the Raptors have to understand that if they want to have success, allow LeBron to get what he gets, but you can't allow the rest of these guys, as you said, to join the party and have a great time. And last game we saw Kevin Love really get going, and they featured him early, and he continued to produce. They're going to need defensive pressure, a better matchup against him, and they can't allow those other guys to get loose on the 3-point line as well.
All right, let's hear what Coach Dwayne Casey, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan had to say at practice.
We got to come out with that energy tonight, even if we just got to concentrate for 48 minutes on defense. You know, that carry over to the offense. You know, we can't have quarters or a half like we didn't force them to no turnovers in the second half last game. You know, any team that take care of the ball like that, damn near guaranteed to win. So we got to put some pressure on them. You know, I understand once we put pressure on team, that's when we get out and play and when we at our best.
In stretches, it's, you know, we've played pretty good defense, you know, physical, but it's not long enough is the way I want to describe it. They're, you know, closing the quarters. We haven't done a good job defensively, closing the quarter, and then in the third quarter are the 2 areas that really kicks us in the butt defensively, I think. You know, a lot of shots he made were at the end of the game was a little bit out of hand, and, you know, he got rolling a little bit, but we got to close quarters much better, and attention to detail in those situations.
We got no choice. That's what we got to do. We got to try to win tonight and focus on tonight and then go from there. Tonight is we got to go out there and try to win this game and do whatever we need to do to win the game.
So you can see the critical maybe season pivoting Game 3 for the Toronto Raptors tonight, 8:30 on Sportsnet 1, and hear it on TSN 1050.